James Melendez, James the Wine Guy. In this vlog, weekly vlog, I'm going to talk about travel and how it changes you. So stay tuned. So I was on a recent trip to Washington, D.C., and I also want to point out, yes, I do have a travel channel, but this is my weekly vlog, and I think it's really relevant, at least in terms of this channel setting. For me, in terms of being James the Wine Guy, I do travel a lot, and for me it's a very exciting thing. It's also a very strenuous and hard thing to do. And so something that comes to mind is the word Rubicon. When I go away and I return, I'm never the same person as before I left. And that's a really important thing. I think it's a great way of challenging yourself, really getting to the point of enjoying the experience and learning about yourself. And there's several skills that I think I've developed and honed in on that I've done much better than if I never traveled or if I traveled very infrequently. So recently in Washington, D.C., I was there and I wanted to go to my favorite coffee house, which is M.E. Swings, which you must go to if you are a coffee fan. It's right near the White House, the Eisenhower Executive Building. And so for me, I was at my hotel, which is near the Department of the Treasury. And as I was walking, I was trying to walk on Pennsylvania Avenue, which is obviously closed, but you can walk through as a pedestrian. And it was blocked off, and okay, I'm thinking there's some presidential movement, and of course I was right. As I walked towards 16 and 8th Street, I am actually stopped by the Secret Service, and because I was walking too fast. I've never been told that I walk too fast. Well, perhaps I do. I live in a city and I have to get around quickly, and often I just have my 2 feet to get me somewhere. But, and of course I'm going to do what the Secret Service asked me to do. Not a smart thing to not do that. But for me, and then I understood exactly what was happening. I looked over at Lafayette Park because I'm actually on the north side of the street. I see that there are black cars coming out of the White House. And I thought, well, they're actually going to go through. There's a small road that is actually on Lafayette Square. And I thought they're going to go through that. Instead, they go right around to 15th Street, onto 8th Street, and then onto 16th Street. This northern part to Washington, D.C. And so I thought, okay, this is really cool. I did take some photos, and what I ultimately regret not doing is taking video, because that would have been really cool to really get the sound and how fast it is, as opposed to pictures, which I only got a few of. And so next time I'll, in case that ever happens to me. But the exciting thing about that story was I'm going to my favorite coffee house. I didn't expect to have this happen. If I would have planned on it or hoped to have ever seen it, it never would have happened. And so it's one of those exciting things when you travel that's actually happening. So, these are the reasons why I find travel to be so important, essential, and it gives back so much more than you would ever expect. So for me, I would say that yes, I live in a world of intense schedules. I work all the time, and for me, I think when I do travel, I have to find something that interests me in addition for other purposes that I'm there for. And so I think, the reason that is important is that, first of all, going to M.E. Swings is a treat for me because I love their coffee. It's a great roasting house. You must stop by if you're a big coffee fan and you're in the Washington, D.C. area. And I'll put their web address down below here as well. It's a fantastic place to visit. So that was one of my treats for myself. I actually was really super tired every single day. Sometimes you just want to be in your hotel and not move. But at the same point, you can do that at home. And for me, it was that opportunity. How often am I in Washington, D.C.? Well, I'm there occasionally. I'm not there all the time. And for me to put foot on ground, see people I know that live there, and visit with them and eat some fabulous food and great experience with museum and sites and monuments and so forth. So that was a really wonderful thing. Now, some of the positive things that I've really come away with, gleaned from my experiences of intense travel and schedules and itineraries. So I'm a better travel manager. I know how to plan a little bit better. I know what is realistic, what isn't. I also know that when I need to be at the airport and when I need to leave, say, from a hotel to get to the airport. And I also know how to be a good time manager. So I know that that's important in terms of not just while you're traveling, but also outside your traveling life. So it's helped me considerably. And so I think ultimately I become much more robust in my experiences. I become more efficient in my own personal life, in my own daily life, in my own working life where I'm not traveling. So that's the beauty of travel. is to challenge yourself, because ultimately you're going to be excited about the people you meet, your experiences that you have. And I think there's some fear when it comes to travel for many people. That is, what will it be like when I get there? Will it be, really horrendously difficult for me to get from the airport to my hotel? What if I can't find somebody to talk to, or speaks my language? And I think there are a lot of obstacles that we can actually give a scenario in our own mind, but often that does not occur. So I think it's natural to fear that. It's natural to fear or be concerned about where you might be going to, even if it might be a friendly place. Because if you're traveling by yourself, that's also another hard thing to do, is that you can't have somebody to partner with either. So it's great to travel. It's a great experience. So I love to travel. I love to hear your experiences on travel when it's done for you. So please list them down below. More to come. Stay tuned. You'll find me on many social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. Stay tuned for more. Thank you so much, and salud.